Here we are again, and we've actually done quite a bit of travelling since the end of the last video, but I took a few days off filming because sometimes it's just nice to watch the world go by without worrying about capturing it all. But also because of the closures further on the canal system, we're going to have to come back this way anyway, so I've left a large part of it to film on the way back. At the moment we're in Wakefield, and we've been here a couple of times because we picked a friend up here last week and we moved off for a few days and we've just come back today. And there's lots of moorings at Wakefield and they're all behind me all along here, but they're a bit unloved, and it's a shame because there's loads of space. There's some liverboards at the end and there is a facilities block, but it's only for them, so consequently there's no rubbish bin here. So as you can see, people are just leaving rubbish along here. It's quite handy because there's a timber yard and so on behind here, and you can walk into town quite easily, but they're really not making the most of it, you know. Bring boaters in here, you know. Have at least some advertisements on the side that tells you whether there's a cinema and the supermarket and so on. I don't know, it seems a bit of a waste to me. Anyway, we've now dropped our friend Mario off. He was like our very own Robbie Cummings for this week. He looked so much like him. When he turned up at the station, me and Henry both looked at each other and said, "Robbie." I'd forgotten how much he looked like Robbie, so we had to show him a YouTube video because he's from Germany, so he didn't know about it. Anyway, the other good thing about having a guest on board is you remember to just really enjoy the moment, because you can get into a mode where you're sort of zooming around all the time. Got to be here, got to be there, and you don't really have to be. And it was really nice just to slacken off the pace and enjoy the moment. So now off into the wind. We've already been through the next set of 5 or 6 locks and they're very tricky. They're short. On one of them, which I will film later, we can barely get our boat in. We're 57 foot, so we're very standard. We do have a button and a fender at the front and a button at the back, and sorry, the other way around. And we almost had to take them off to get through the lock. In the end we went diagonally, which is fine going up, not so fine coming down because there's always the worry of the sill, but we did it. Problem then was also getting out of the lock because the gate wanted to open onto the boat, but we managed, so we know it can be done. So we're just about to leave now, and I shall film the rest as we go along. So Henry's going up to do the first lock, and on this bit of canal, the Cauldron Hebble, you have to have a spike, a lump of wood, to do the paddles with. It's the only bit of canal that you need them for. And so we went to the wood merchants that was just behind us in Wakefield and bought a lump of wood, a flipping bit of wood. It was just under a metre of oak and it was 36 quid. And we had to sort of get the chap to sliver a bit off the side because it needs to be 3x2, and then Henry had to taper the end of it so it fits. I don't know if you can see him up there, just pushing it back and forth. It's quite funny really. 36 quid though, blimey, timber has got up so much. So this is Millbank Lock on the Calder and Hebble, and we're 57 foot, and we have cleared the sill going down by, I don't know, a couple of inches if we're lucky, and we're diagonally across the lock. We just came up this lock going to Dewsbury Arm, which wasn't a success, and it was difficult coming up, but it's even more of a worry going down, so see what happens.
To make sure that it's free. I think it'll be okay, because it's like that much. Just making sure the foot plate doesn't get caught. That's better. Yeah, that's fine now. Nearly there. Can't sink now.
And now it's time to take a break and just enjoy the sunshine. Mario is carving out a ladle, and earlier he made us these two lovely porridge spoons. And they're all carved out of cherry wood. And as the weather's lovely, we're cooking outside on the towpath. And tonight we've got a chicken and coconut stew with some leftover chicken. We start by putting in the onions in coconut oil, chopping up some leeks, we're burning miscanthus, which gives a nice even heat once it gets going. And now I'm going to add a pepper. Oh, Mario's adding some chopped ginger. Bit more oil. And I'm going to have lots of broccoli in this. I'm just trimming up the broccoli stalk. Waste not, want not. Courgette as well. Stir it all around, cook it evenly. Oops, I need Henry and his Swiss Army knife for this. I've got a box of aromatic Thai spices. Chuck a load of that in. Oh yeah, cauliflower too. Just snap it off and chuck it in. And goes the coconut milk. I think I snuck a bit of garlic and chilli in there too. Simmer it all, and then I've got the chicken carcass here, and there's a fair bit of meat left on that, so is already cooked, so just going to pull it off and pop it in at the last minute. This whole thing only takes 20 minutes or so to cook, and you can make it vegetarian by using paneer, or make it vegan by adding a can of beans. Tuck the chicken in, just needs gently heating through. And finally add some finely chopped spring onions, and they'll all be left on the top so they retain their crunch. And there it is, all done. And finally serve with toasted coconut flakes and a big wedge of lime and one of Mario's cherry wood spoons. This was an old disused railway line that we noticed from the canal, and when we walked down to a farm shop we made our way up to it, and it's beautiful. Birch trees have grown all along the edge of it. It's like a little high line. Can't. No. You can't come home with us, you won't fit on the boat. No, leave my bag alone. He thinks we've got stuff in our bag. He's going for your bag. They're leading this horse astray. I haven't got anything for you. I haven't. They want to come home with us. Bye, boys. Now, this lock isn't too bad, but most of the locks up here have this arrangement with this bridge on this side of the lock gates, and because they're so short, we realised that we have to be super careful with this lot at the back, because on one lock yesterday we got the handlebars of the bike stuck under there and had to come down again pretty sharpish, and you can see it's an issue on some of the other locks. I'll show you when we get further on, because this bit up here is so bashed about that obviously a lot of boats have had their tiller arms stuck in that, so it's something you have to watch out for. They're really tricky up here, the locks we've found. Now I'm loving this little door here. It must be a cellar there, because otherwise when the water comes up they'd get very wet in there. It's got a letterbox, how funny. Yeah, there's lots of navigations, isn't there? It's like the Coach and Horses or something, isn't it? A very common name. When you come down these rivers, you have to really keep your eyes peeled to this tiny little sign directing you into a lock, because otherwise you'll go sailing off down there if you're not paying attention and end up over a weir or something. And you can see the issue with some of these locks here. That's the platform to walk on, and there's the tiller arm coming up, and my nose is right on the front of the lock, so I've just got to be careful that nothing gets jammed, because we did jam the nose the other day and I've knocked a big lump of paint off. Oh, closer and closer. my god, there's not an inch to spare on that. Just got the handlebars past. We must be nearly up now, eh?
Yeah, there's a bit of space at the front.
Okay, great. Oh. And suddenly we're back into very low pounds again. So I'm just floating the boat along, because if you just slide onto mud, you're not going to get too stuck, whereas if you go onto it fast, you've had it. There's another lock up ahead and a CRT man there, hopefully letting a bit of water down. We thought we found our perfect mooring spot today, but while it's fun watching the hay baler put copious amounts of plastic around straw, it's also very noisy here. Lovely spot as it is. I mean, the aspect is fabulous, as you can see, but there's a motorway over there and a railway on the other side, and I can put up with one or the other, but two is not conducive to a good night's sleep. So we're going to go for a little walk because we want to go see if we can find something, and then we're going to move on to Brick House, where hopefully there's some visitor mooring. A little bit quieter than here. Such a shame. And the thing we want to see is across the river, and although it's a bridge, we can't find any access to it. So Henry's going on ahead to see. No? Oh, what a shame. Railway line, I better not then. Oh well, while it's a shame we couldn't get across the river, we'll have to wait till we've got better access to go and see what we wanted to see. But in the meantime, we've discovered a whole load of raspberries. So we're off to get some boxes to fill up. What a luxury. And that's a good result. 2 boxes of raspberries and a lovely bunch of meadow sweets. Well, that's it for today and this video. We've made it to Brick House Basin and we've ended up in a lock pound with room for just a few boats. We've squeezed in the last ones. There's a lock behind me, there's a lock round the corner, and there's some running water over there which will give me weird dreams, but not as bad as being near the motorway. I hear that there's a market here Saturdays and Sundays, and it's Friday today, so we've got 72 hours here, so we're going to have a break for a couple of days and not move on and check out the market. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you on the next one, when we'll probably be reaching our final destination. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now.